One point that I failed to make is that the very first check you should do is it a number or not? You know enough by now that you realize whenever you do a comparison to a number, it is wanting to change the number to a double and long integers or whatever. And so we have to have two guaranteed numbers before we can do a compare. So the first thing I should do is a numeric check. Note that we cannot run this in Visual Logic. The condition would look something like that. And we would, again, request a number. Okay. The idea of these loops is that you should only have one path through it. And therefore, I need to grab this diamond and drag it up here and reduce the look a little bit. So hopefully you can see what's going on. So if we have not a number, it'll go to there, go to there, go to here, and go back around to the loop again. If we do have a number, it's going to go over here. If it is an integer, it'll check if it's greater than 2010. Let's say it's 2000. Gets to here. We should have never gotten into this loop to begin with. So that brings us to the idea that if we get to this point, we'd better report what the year is because something is wrong. And we would finish the compound condition like this. Okay, so do this loop while we don't have a number, or we don't have an integer, or it's too big, or it's too little. That's what we're saying. An additional point, many of the other languages that you use are going to require that the whole thing be enclosed in a separate set of parentheses, another little fussy thing you can get used to doing now. Unfortunately, we cannot test this, but I can show you what happens if you do mess up. I'm going to take the numeric test out again since I can't run it. Actually, let's save this. Grab that up there, get rid of that. Get rid of the is numeric. There. Okay. Wish this would just fit. There we go. Not a little too big. Let's try typing a number. Oh, there. I think we can live with that. All right. If I enter a good year, it never even gets into the loop. If I enter a 1990 here, none of these things are true, and with an OR condition, at least one has to be. So we'll go straight down to the output. But let's see what happens if I put in 1919.9. Year must be a whole number. Retry. Okay, I'm going to put in the 1920. Whoa, I sure hope this is showing it on the capture. I am in a loop. The good news about visual logic is you just hit the X up here and it'll take it out of it. But let's see why it's doing that. I entered 1920. So I meet this condition here, that year is less than or equal to 1920. It's an integer. It's not greater than 110. And it's not less than 1920. It is 1920, so we end up doing this. I never hit another input statement. And so we just go round and round and round and round and round. Okay, so those are the pitfalls of this whole thing. Everybody should have an endless loop at least once in their life. And hey, if it's really embarrassing, welcome to my club. We'll see you in a few minutes where we go put this into code.